What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, so by now, you guys have already heard the news when it comes to this situation with Dave Filoni now being elevated to Chief Creative Officer of Lucasfilm. And you're probably wondering, how can something like this happen where this cat just made the worst, one of the worst Star Wars projects in the history of Star Wars with Ahsoka? How does this guy get elevated and he keeps winning even though he's been losing ever since he got over here? How does this happen? I'm going to explain it to you. There's a principle in business. A talent hires A talent. B talent hires C talent. All right. Now, what does that mean? A talent, number one, is not afraid of competition. That's why A talent, the top tier of talent, will also hire top tier talent because they want to be challenged. They want that competition in the boardroom in business. OK, competition breeds success. So it's like, hey, man, I need some competitive people right here that are pushing just as hard as I'm pushing. Iron sharpens iron, that whole thing. That's why A talent hires A talent. If you're A talent, you don't want lesser talent around you. You don't want chumps and weirdos and wimps around you. You want some go-getters. You want some hardcore people saying, hey, man, I'm coming to get it. What you gonna do? You ready? Oh, you're not ready? Well, I'm taking it. That's what you want. You want that in and around you. That keeps you on your toes. You got to step your game up, right? That's A talent and A talent. But B talent will always hire lesser talent. They won't even hire somebody on their level. They won't even hire B to B. All right. Now, before we get started, look, neither one of these cats are A or B or C talent. In my opinion, they both probably in the D talent levels. OK, they both in that D talent level. But the principle still applies because, look, B talent knows that they are B talent. They know that they are not up there with the A's. They down here with the B's and they know that they're down there with the B's. So it's like, hey, look, man, I can't have nobody out here outshining me. I can't have nobody out here doing better than me, outshining me, making me look like a fool. They're like, damn, man, why do we even have you? The guy underneath you is blowing you out of the water. It's hard for you to keep up with him. Yeah, let me go ahead and elevate this cat up here because he'll get the job done better than you. See, that's how it works, So number one, you don't want nobody out there competing with you, right? Because eventually they're going to come and take your job. They're like, man, this dude is soft. Man, this cat is weak. Let me come get this job. Number one. But then number two, they know that they'll always owe these dudes favors, okay? Dave Filoni will always be in the back pocket of Kathleen Kennedy. Look what I gave you, okay? I put you on. I'll take you down. See, so Filoni understands that. That's why B talent will always hire C talent undisputably. And that's how we get here. Dave Filoni has been promoted to Chief Creative Officer of Lucasfilm. He will work directly with Kathleen Kennedy to oversee all Star Wars projects going forward. Again, Kathleen Kennedy only puts yes men and sycophants underneath her. Those are the people that she hires. She's not looking to hire A talent. She's going to put simps underneath her that will always owe her. That's who Dave Filoni is. He's a cat that's always going to owe Kathleen Kennedy. But of course, Star Wars fans, for some reason, they don't see the fraud that this cat is. OK, this dude out here. Let's check out what the last three pieces of the Mandoverse that he has had his fingerprints all over. Let's check that out and see what that looks like. Again, we've looked at this before. Look at the audience scores for the Book of Boba Fett. All right. 53% average audience score. All right. Then we get to Mando season 3, came out earlier this year. 51% audience score. And then we get to 70% for Ahsoka. And most of these 70%, when you ask them, hey, why did you like Ahsoka? Oh, it had live action Sabine, live action Ezra, live action Hera, live action Thrawn. That's all they say. You never hear, oh, man, I love the story. It was intriguing. It was great. They almost all admit, yeah, the story was The story was mid. But hey, we got live action Sabine. Like, who gives a damn? Again, but this is the claim to fame for these guys. And this thing lost so much viewership from episode 1 all the way down to the last episode. It is a complete wrap. I don't understand. If they're going to throw $300 million at this Mandoverse movie, they're about to lose a ton of money, a ton of bread. But yeah, yet and still, you'll see all kinds of people in the comments just absolutely loving this decision, right? He just needs to replace Kathleen Kennedy at this point. She ran Disney to the ground with having 3 different directors in the sequel. Filoni brought it back with the Mandoverse. That was one. That was Jon Favreau, number 1. And again, we just saw the last 3 things that came out of the Mandoverse. It doesn't look like a lot of fans are feeling that, all right? Not at all. Look at this guy. W worth celebrating. Huge fucking W. Really? Really? Is this really a W? Again, I just wonder where Star Wars fans are at right now. See, at least somebody understood. So this is how Star Wars dies, with thunderous applause. Precisely. I mean, man, Star Wars is practically in the ground, in the grave already. The pallbearers already did his last bit. They just throwing dirt on top of this thing. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. But yeah, Star Wars fans are still out here. The collective force was strong. Save us, Dave. Help us, Obi-Wan Filoni. You're our only hope, Star Wars fans. Bullshit. Are you kidding me? Dave Filoni cannot save Star Wars. This fool couldn't save a cat out of a tree. He's a useless male feminist. What are these people talking about? I don't understand where Star Wars fans are looking at. This is ridiculous. This is what he deserved for multiple years. Now he is the boss, and he can do what he wants and not ruin any more franchises. Listen, man, Dave Filoni has been behind this shit the whole way, okay? This cat has been behind all of the bad stuff that's happening with Star Wars, at least the stuff that he's touched. Now, I've said this in the past. Dave Filoni's fine with animation. I have zero problem with Dave Filoni in animation. Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, man, let him have it, okay? That stuff worked out. But the live action stuff that he's done, and that's where Star Wars needs to be. It needs to be in live action, and it needs to be in cinema, okay? It needs to be in theaters. That's where you're going to save it. Dave Filoni literally just proved with Ahsoka that this cat, there is no way in hell that this cat is going to save Star Wars. There is nothing that he can do. Nothing he can do. This guy is, again, he's a useless simp. He will never stand up to Kathleen Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy got this dude around her little finger. But they sitting up here, oh yeah, this is the savior of the franchise. This is amazing news for the future of Star Wars. Should have happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It's like, god damn, man. I've been reading this stuff all day. I've been waiting to just drop this video, man. This is frustrating, right? Star Wars fans, where are y'all at, man? Sound off. Yeah, we're doomed. Thank you, Mando Lango. We're doomed. Yeah, but you know what? Again, a lot of simps, man. A lot of these cats are also simps, all right? Fire Kathleen and demote Dave to key grip. There are some people, all right? There are some people that get it, all right? Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Dave, if people don't think Dave Filoni is, like, they think Kathleen is holding them back, bullshit. Kathleen Kennedy, this dude is following the Force and female agenda. We already have shown that, all right? I've already shown that interview he did when he was at, like, speaking at a women's conference. I've already seen that. I'll link that video above if you didn't see that. We have talked about this already. This dude is nothing. He is useless. You think a man, you need a man, you need a talented grown man to get in here and shake things up over here at Star Wars. Nobody that they have, with the exception of Tony Gilroy, nobody that they have currently on staff making Star Wars projects is capable of this. All right? That's the bottom line. Yeah, and here's the article you're looking for on Vanity Fair. Star Wars undertakes universe-shaking changes after Ahsoka. And basically they're saying, yeah, Dave Filoni has a new mission in the Star Wars universe after guiding Rosario Dawson's force-wielding hero to distant celestial realms in the first season of Ahsoka. The writer, producer, director who started out working alongside George Lucas on the animated Clone Wars show nearly 2 decades ago has ascended to a new position at Lucasfilm, one that will give him input into the galactic storytelling going forward. Now I'm what's called Chief Creative Officer of Lucasfilm, Filoni tells Vanity Fair, which places him into the development process much earlier and in a more expansive capacity than his previous advisory duties. In the past, in a lot of projects I would be brought into, I would see it after it had already developed a good ways. Filoni will now work more directly with Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy and alongside Carrie Beck, a veteran producer turned head of development, to originate and shepherd the next generation of Star Wars shows and movies. After spending many years involved in the creation of Star Wars animation, including the Rebels series, he became increasingly involved in the live action as a producer with Jon Favreau on The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. In this new role, it's opened up to basically everything that's going on, Filoni says. When we're planning the future of what we're doing now, I'm involved at the inception phase. Now, see, again, none of this will absolutely mean anything. Let me just say that right off the bat, okay? Kathleen basically just has a fall guy at this point, you know, because she just got through getting ridiculed and laughed at from South Park in the Pandaverse. So basically now, oh, well, we're going to put like a shield, all right? Like a shield between me and the audience. And here it is. It's Dave Filoni. So Dave Filoni is just going to be nothing but some patsy. He's a fall guy. And Kathleen, well, everybody will point, yeah, it's Dave's fault. You know, Y'all don't like what's going on with Star Wars? Blame Dave. He's the chief creative guy. I'm just the lowly president of the company. All right. But see, I say it always starts at the top. It always comes down to leadership, folks. It always comes down to the leader. Everybody follows the leader. And your leader is pushing an agenda. She's wearing it on her shirt. This isn't a B talent or a C talent. This is a D talent executive pushing an agenda. And now she's got a flunky underneath her to act as a shield. So when, South Park comes like, hey, man, well, how come they ain't talking about the chief creative officer over here? Because everybody really knows what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on. She's wearing it on her shirt. The Force is female. And when your agenda comes before entertainment, and you keep hearing me say this, when the agenda comes before entertainment, you will have a disaster on your hands, bar none. And that's basically what we got here. Again, it's not going to get any better, folks, until it gets a whole lot worse. Until this thing absolutely burns to the ground. That's probably what needs to happen at this point. Lucasfilm needs to absolutely crumble and fall just to complete hard times. And then finally, just finally, somebody will say, all right, damn it, we got to fire you now. All right. We got to fire you. There's no hope for this company. There's no hope for this franchise. Goodbye. And then when they bring somebody in, then Star Wars will be saved. That's when Star Wars will be saved. Not by Dave Filoni and not by this chick. There's no chance at all. All right. Anyway, folks, you guys let me know what you think about this. I probably can guess, but you guys let me know anyway. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.